Hey, what is up guys? Hope everyone's doing super well today. So one of the big topics that I want to bring up today to do a whole video about kind of goes along with the other quandaries that society is facing. You know, I think that anger, pornography, other addictions, and that hedonistic cycle that we are always chasing is massive. And I think that with my generation and many others, comes in the form of alcohol. You know, and I'll probably do videos on other drugs and stuff like that to talk about that as well too, maybe even pornography. But you know, when it does come to alcohol, there's very few kids my age, or kids, adults my age, who don't spend their time drinking, filling it with pleasure, that half fully intoxicated pleasure that they don't remember at the end of the day, and use it as a sort of a way to escape. And kind of looking at that, it just kind of, people assume it's normal for the culture, and it is normal for the culture, but people assume it's like that normal and it's like a healthy and the right thing to do. But when you look at it, I can't see any other way to look at it than it's just wrong. When you need to be intoxicated to enjoy your day, there's a lot of kids in the background screaming and yelling, so just bear with me. When you need to be intoxicated and you need to have that level of not being in the moment to be in the moment and enjoy the moment, I think that you really miss a whole lot about life. And you know, then you get into the whole idea of, you know, alcohol literally killing brain cells once you get super intoxicated, losing your inability to make decisions, and especially for guys my age, that does not usually result in something that's terribly positive. I mean, there was a kid at my school a bunch of years back, probably 4 or 5, and he ended up getting paralyzed from that very reason. I don't know if there's anything else involved, but that was kind of like the general story that I've been told. And when you see how many people get into drunk accidents or get hit by drunk drivers and even killed, it becomes even more important. And you know, you might not think that you're going to end up like the drunk driver that just killed someone, but I think it's a very quick way to falling into that moral cycle where you're not in a good place and you quickly start causing a lot of damage to your life and that of other people's lives. So when it comes down to it, I think that we all have this moral, we all have a moral responsibility to be responsible in our actions, and both in how we do them and in how we come off to people. I think that you might not consider one of these actions irresponsible, but when somebody else sees you do it and looks up to you for that, and then incorporates that into their life, you are partially or fully responsible for them choosing it. Granted, they made their own choice, but you definitely influence their way in doing so. And if it comes to drinking and somebody sees you drinking and it's like, I'm going to live that life, morally you are partially responsible for it. And so, you know, my kind of calling right now is to be as aware of my own shortcomings, because Lord knows that there are so many of them, but to also kind of maybe open your guys' views up to, hey, this probably isn't the healthiest thing to do in life. Living a half drunk, half awake life, always searching for the next high, is not something that is healthy. And when you combine that with other things such as sex, porn, other drugs, other pleasure-seeking vessels and actions, it really becomes quick, and it really becomes apparent in how quick you can fall to a place, and a dark place where you never really thought you could be. And if it truly does take being high or drunk to feel the good things that you're feeling, you certainly do have a problem that I think is much bigger than you realize. If it takes caffeine, even at a very simple, if it takes caffeine for me to enjoy my workout, I think I'm missing the whole purpose of the workout and the long-term ramifications that could be caused from viewing it in that hedonistic cycle where you're always seeking more pleasure than the last time and needing more of the same stimulus to increase and to feel that same pleasure that you were feeling before. So yeah, you know, I think that the best thing that we can do is just be a good example to the people in our age group, and just for everyone, and especially the younger people, because when they see you drinking, throwing your body around, treating yourself like a dispensable object on social media, they feel like they'll have to do the same thing to be happy. And it's kind of terrifying seeing the ramifications on the younger generations and them being exposed younger and younger to bad stimuli that just don't have a place if they're trying to live the best life they can. So that's kind of my thoughts on when it comes to alcohol. I've never had anything in my life besides church wine, which I think makes me just slightly more innocent and slightly more of a church boy and Boy Scout than even if I had nothing, which it kind of just makes me laugh. I think I might have had a sip of beer from my dad at one point years ago. I don't even know at this point, but I've just recognized that how much clearer a lot of the things are in my life compared to the people who generally do drink. And I'm not saying you can't be happy drinking constantly or using it as a way to cool off, but there's a big difference in using it as a way to relax occasionally and then using it every weekend and Friday and maybe even throughout the week at a young age when you should be seeking, you know, gainful employments, when you should be working on becoming your best self. And I think there's so many other better uses of our time than drinking, than drug use, than seeking all these very short-term pleasures in life that could be more worthwhile to put that energy towards seeking something that, you know, is a lot more rewarding than simply getting high, getting drunk, and throwing your body around like you're dispensable. So that's kind of my mindset with it. If you guys have any ideas that you want to share with this, or want to simply say how you feel, I'd love to hear it. I'm all about getting better, and I think that there has to be more talk on this subject, because it is a problem. Just as obesity is the unspoken pandemic, this is the unspoken problem that is kind of really plaguing kids nowadays, and just nobody my age will stand up to it or really say something aside from behind closed doors, because they don't want to get judged by the population. But then I realized that the population that might be judging me is one that I didn't want their opinion to begin with. So that's kind of how I'm viewing things. I hope everyone has a great day. If you want to message me about your problems and I can just talk with you about them, feel free to message me at, I'm going to put my Instagram link on the screen. Oh, there's a fish. Love you guys. Hope you all have a great day. I know it's pretty windy out here, but let's just live our best lives, guys. Peace.